Hey everybody, it's Christina of CraftyPaws. I wanted to come on and share a DT project for the Not2ShabbyShop. I use these adorable CC Design stamps. This one is called Cupid and this one is called Pixie. And I did want to point out that the pictures on the front of these stamps are a little bit misleading because you'd think that this Cupid is much bigger than this sweet little Pixie. But if you look at the back of the stamp, her head is obviously bigger, so she could be kind of like her big sister. I've made 3 cards, and these are all entries into Put Some Bling on It. That's Natalie here on YouTube. Her 1,000 subby giveaway challenge. And her challenge was to make cards for YouTube friends of a certain size and to use at least 5 different embellishments. So, first off, I made this card with Cupid. I paper pieced her little dress. I shaded that paper piecing in. I also paper pieced her little feet, her shoes, and if you'll notice in the stamp, there's only 1 wing. So because I was paper piecing anyway, I figured I would cut out the other wing and just offset it so that it looks like she's got 2 wings showing. And the pink side would be the underside of the wing and the polka dot would be the back side of the wing to match her little dress and shoes. And I colored her up with some pink hair, and this card is definitely very pinkalicious. And that's because this is going to Johnny, who's Tabasco 14. And Johnny has been dealing with some pneumonia, and this is just a little get well card for her. I use some really pretty floral paper that has glitter already on it. This was something I picked up at Tuesday Morning, probably a year ago or so. I put some really wide white lace back here, this pink satiny ribbon that has little crochet trim on the edge. I also use these really cute chipboard buttons that I wrap through with pink baker's twine. And these buttons I had gotten from Cheryl, who's Deli Girl 1961, I think. These super sweet, satiny, puffy hearts, which I got from Miss Donna Gonzalez. I had this pink ribbon in my stash, so I did a triple loop bow that I made with my CraftyPaws bow maker. I backed the back of that with this really pretty netting that was gifted to me by V, who's Virginia 1468, I think. And then these die cuts here, I cut out with my new Spellbinders dies that I picked up at Tuesday Morning yesterday, and I just inked the edges with some soft pink ink. And then inside is relatively simple. I used one of my Diamond Dies Labels 2 top note die, and then punched out some little hearts using the same pattern paper that I used for the paper piecing. I just punched out some hearts and inked the edges with some Victorian velvet. And so that card is for Johnny. Then this card is the same Cupid again, colored up this time as a blonde, because this one is going to Carol, who is Crafty Carolina gal, Carol Nivens, and she is dealing with cancer, and I wanted to send her, thinking of you kind of card. Again, I paper pieced her little dress with some pattern paper that I had gotten as a gift from Lisa, who's Maggie 2005 Cupcake. Again, I did the wings. I offset those. I added stickles to her bow and her wings. I did the same for the other little Cupid. I put this gathered lace at the bottom and the top, and this is more of that white lace that's really wide. It's like 2 inches wide and it has a beautiful scalloped edge, so I had that showing. And then I use this ribbon that has like a glittery, almost burlap background, and then another pink seam binding ribbon, and this was around some packaging from Carmen. And then I used a little bit of these little pearl trims just to accent each side. And that was from Vonnie, who's My Divine Grace. This is a die cut, a Spellbinders one that I had picked up maybe a year ago or so from Amador in a D-stash. And I colored up her, like I said, as a blonde. I added some flat back pearls here, just 3 there at the bottom to accent that corner, which I had gotten from Tina G. And again, the inside is pretty much the same. And so that's the second card. The third card is this one, and this one is going to my friend Robin, who's TN Girl 224, and she hasn't been on YouTube for a long time, but I've been thinking about her and praying for her. So I wanted just to send her a little thinking of her card. And for this one, I use the Swiss Pixie. And here you can see more clearly the size difference. She's a little bit smaller. She could be like the younger sister. And I colored her up a little bit darker because I wanted to use this punch around the page border that I created. It's a Martha Stewart punch around the page, which I don't actually have anymore. I think I lost it during my move. I used the same die cut as the last one, and I inked this one with peacock feathers. I used a square doily that had been around some packaging that I had received, and it was torn in the middle, but I covered that up with this die cut here, which I just love. I love the swirls and the embossing that comes through. And then I just had a ball using up a whole bunch of different flowers and purples and blues. I wanted that to be the color. It's a kind of a funky color combination. Purple and yellow, I think, go well together as complementary, like contrasting colors. And then I just love blue, and I thought the blue and the yellow went well together. So that's the color story here. Colored her up with, you know, pixie purple hair and gave her blue wings to carry through this frame and this satin bow. I did a double loop bow on this one, and it was just a little scrap of ribbon that I had left over. And I just had fun. I put some lavender paper flowers. These are all flowers that you stack, assemble, and I put flat back pearls on some of them. And this is a brad that's kind of felted. This one has a pale blue heart. All of these came from a variety of different people. I'm not sure I'm going to remember everybody, but they include Crystal 311 Vandal, New Crafter Bev, Marla H, and Carmen Makes Nana 2012. Pearl trim came from Laura Loves Lace. In order to turn this corner exactly the way I wanted it to, I cut each piece, each length, rather than trying to turn the corner, and I really like the exact corners that I'm able to achieve that way. I just have to be careful about the spacing because there is space between each pearl, right, because of the little strands that connect them. So even if there weren't strands here, I spaced them to be similar when I got to the corners. And then I just tucked the ends underneath some of the flowers. So it doesn't go all the way around. It comes up, you know, in 4 different lengths. And I thought that the pearls, you know, framed this out really nicely. I added stickles to her wings and to the dandelion, and I just had fun. Oh, this is an acrylic flower. I think that one came from Carmen, as well as this heart up here. I wanted there to be like sparkle and shine and fun. And that's it, guys. Natalie, thanks so much for the motivation to make all of these cards. And if you guys want to pick up these awesome stamps from the Not Too Shabby Shop, go check it out, and please consider using my coupon code CraftyPaws for 10% off your entire order. And remember that any orders of $60 or more automatically get free shipping. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.